Good day everyone, my name is Joshua Navarro. I'm your presenter for today. So today, we tackle all about on understanding and cultivating eco-literacy. So, what is ecological literacy? The ability to understand ecology's basic principles and to live accordingly. It is fostered when teachers integrated an inquiry-based approach on developing student understanding and awareness of all environmental elements and their interconnectedness. Environmental education strengthens eco-literacy of students and of the community where they belong. So, it is a aim to improve their understanding and awareness of all elements of the human body and how they interact with the natural world. So, there are 5 ways to develop eco-literacy. First, develop empathy for all forms of life. Second, embrace sustainability as a community practice. Third is make the visible and visible. Fourth is anticipate unintended consequences. Fifth, understanding how nature sustains life. So, first, to develop empathy for all forms of life. Basic levels, all organisms, including humans, need food, water, space, and conditions that support dynamic equilibrium to survive. So, recognize the common needs we share with all organisms. We can begin shift our perspective from a view of human as separate and superior to a more authentic view of humans as a member of the natural world. From that perspective, we can expand our circles of empathy to consider the quality of life of other life forms. Feel genuine concern about their well-being and act on the concern. For example, teachers can help children develop empathy for plants and animals by emphasizing the important role that they play in sustaining the web of life. Field trips to nature areas, zoos, botanical gardens, and animal rescue center can help students develop a sense of concern for other living things. Next, embrace sustainability as a community practice. Organisms do not survive in isolation. Instead, the web of relationships within any living community determines in its collective ability to survive and thrive. Learning about the wondrous way the plant, animal, and other things are independent. Students are inspired to consider the role of interconnectedness within their communities and see the value of strengthening those relationships by thinking and acting cooperatively. Next, make the invisible and visible. Historically, and for some cultures still in existence today, the fight between decisions and its consequences was short and visible. If a homesteading family cleared their land of trees, for example, they might soon experience flooding, soil erosion, a lack of shade, and a huge decrease in biodiversity. Places are beginning to see evidence of climate change, but many of us experience no changes. We may notice unusual weather, but daily weather is not the same as a climate disruption over time. If we strive to develop ways of living that are more life affirming, we must find ways to make visible and things that seems invisible. So, teacher can help students understand the impact household products on environment. They can use web-based tools such as Google Earth to enable students to travel virtually. Education can also organize field trips to observe places that have been quickly devastated by climate change. Next, anticipate unintended consequence. Many of the environmental crises that we face today are the unintended consequences of human behavior. So, we have experienced many unintended but grave consequences of developing the technological ability to access, produce, and use fossil fuel. This new technological capacity have been largely viewed as progress for our society. Only recently has the public become awareness of the downside of our dependency on fossil fuels such as pollution, suburban sprawl, international conflicts, and climate changes. When an activity threatens an impact on the environment or human health, it should be treated as a cause and effect relationship. The burden of proof should be on procedures to prove its harmlessness. And the last, understand how nature sustains life. Eco-literate people recognize that nature has sustained life for eons. As a result, they have turned to nature as their teacher and learned several crucial tenets. Three of those tenets are particularly imperative to eco-literate living. So, eco-literate people have learned from nature that all living organisms are members of complex interconnectedness web of life, and that their environment is part of the web. So, in nature, organisms are member of system nested within other system, from the micro level to the macro level. When students begin to understand the intricate interplay of relationships that sustain an ecosystem, they can better appreciate that implications for survival that even a small disturbance may have. So, students have learned that eco-literate do not abuse the resources they need in order to survive. They have also learned from the nature to take only what they need and to adjust their behavior in times of boom or bust. This requires that student learn to make as long view when taking decisions about how to live. So, the Berkeley-based Center of Ecoliteracy established these five methods to help educators to create engaging, meaningful, and deeply relevant teaching that builds on social and emotional learning skills. They can also sow the seeds of positive relationship with nature that will keep a young person's interest to involvement for the rest of their lives. So, that's all my report. Thank you for listening and I hope na may natutunan kayo. So, thank you and goodbye.